We are entering Bay of Islands, New Zealand, and it is a miserable day so far. It has been rough all last night and raining. It seems a little bit calmer now, but as you can see from these photos, we are in a pretty dense fog. So you're not seeing much of anything except gray. As we enter the bay, it's a little bit clearer, water's a bit calmer. Now that it's starting to clear up a little bit, you can see it really is a very pretty island. Lots of green. Land of the Lord of the Rings. Just gentle rolling hills. Very lovely. Starting on our tour, the Hokianga experience. We're on the bus, bouncing a little bit, as you can tell.
On the right hand side, you see down as the restaurant, etc. This little settlement here, by the way, is Haruru Falls. A little bit of a waterfall. You may get a glimpse of it as we go to the bottom of this hill and start bearing to the left, going forward to the right, where fresh water meets salt water. During the coastal boat days, in the early European history of New Zealand, this little area here more highly populated than Paihia itself. The coastal boat went off the run, it disappeared almost completely. Back a little bit in the last few years with tourism building up, etc.
Whānau, spelled W-H-A-N-A-U, means family in Maori. So welcome to you all whānau. In fact, nau mai ngā hua te wānui a tāne, nā tāne nā rongo nā tāwhiri mā te hara mai te toki, haumi e, hui e, taiki e. I just want to say this whānau, I like to use whānau too because it means that I can, I suppose, encompass the group, and our experiences are about making everybody feel, you know, pretty special, the team, so to speak. So what we just said was welcome to the Waipoa Forest. That's the name of this forest. It's the largest known kauri forest in New Zealand. It's a pretty big one, 9,000 hectares, 22,000 acres. We also welcomed you to the domain of Tane Mahuta. Now, for those of you who might not know who Tane Mahuta is, Maori believe in gods. Tane Mahuta is the god or the guardian of the forest. And the name given to this tree, and I think it's very applicable, is Tane Mahuta. But in this case, it means the Lord of the forest, because the tree is the physical specimen. And because it's the largest, maybe it's given that term, the Lord. The walk is about 1 minute long, so it's not going to take us very long to get there. We've got a few things that we like to share with you, and then we're happy to answer any questions you might have. I just want to introduce you to some of my colleagues. To my right here, Joe. This is Joe, everyone.
Hello, Joe.
This is Bill down here to my left.
Kia ora. Kia ora.
And behind you is Dan. Okay, we've got a special visitor from Japan. This is A, part of our whānau. So that's the team. Aside from A, we're all locals. And we're all Maori, and our job is to tell stories, to try and bring this environment to life. So without further ado, is everyone ready?
Yep.
Got our cameras?
Yep.
Follow me then, let's go. These trees are commonly mispronounced kauri. It's spelled K-A-U-R-I. Correctly pronounced kauri. Cody. If you took the word, or sorry, the name Cody as in C-O-D-Y, and say it really fast, well done, Bob's your uncle. Cody. Now, if you were to just maybe look straight in front of you there, that's a Cody tree there, approximately a couple of 100 years old, and I'm just guessing, a couple of 100 years old. Unfortunately, the Cody trees, only 4% of these trees remain standing today. They've been destroyed by either man or Mother Nature, and by man for reasons to build houses and ships, and the younger trees were used to make the masts or the spars. So there's not a lot of these trees left, and there certainly isn't a lot of these mature trees left. And when I say mature, I mean it takes about 500 years to actually become a mature Cody tree. And just around this next corner, we'll get moving again, is the largest known in New Zealand, quite possibly the world, because there are very close cousins that can be found in other countries like Australia, for example. So just around this next corner is the largest in New Zealand. Enjoy, there's a platform that we'll go to where you can take photos, and we've got some information we'd like to share with you. So enjoy. It's not, I've just had a question just while you're clicking away.
Keep your finger down
It's not
until
very
it
tall.
flashes.
It isn't the tallest,
All right.
but
That's not me.
The fattest one I've seen.
it's not even the fattest.
Is it?
No,
Well,
there's,
for me it is.
yeah, no, well, to me it is too. And I'm quickly catching up, of
stand
course.
next
But that word large is, well, it's interesting because the word large is actually, it's determined by the volume of timber in the trunk area. It's got nothing to do with, with a waistline or total height or anything like that. It's how much timber's in the trunk area. And the trunk area is measured from ground to first branch, across and down. So it's got a bit of both. It is tall and it is big. There is an older one, there is a bigger one, and there is a taller one. But this one's got sort of, it's got everything, pretty much. So welcome to Tane Mahuta, the Lord of the Forest. Joe, have you got some statistics for us?
How did it get so big?
Well, that's a very good question. I'll answer that for you shortly. I would have hoped that she'd forgotten that question so I wouldn't have to. Because Joe.
This tree stands at 51 metres tall.
What's that in feet? About 150 feet maybe?
Yeah.
Approximately.
A bit more.
Bit more?
Now these are the measurements that determine that word large. It is from ground to first branch. It is 17 metres to its first branch. Now there's that measurement from ground to first branch, then you come across, then back down to the ground. It's what we call the trunk area. It is the volume of workable timber within its trunk area. Now this tree has 244.5 cubic metres of timber within its trunk area, making it the largest.
I'm not sure what that measurement might work out into feet, but I would imagine that there'd be a lot of timber.
It has a circumference or girth,
Yeah.
or like one young lady said one evening, a woman's worst nightmare. A waistline of 13 metres round. That's around about
40 feet
about
maybe,
40 feet around.
and 4 metres in diameter, so 12 feet. So it's a large tree, but not only is it large, and the reason for it being large is this, is there are 3 major canopy layers in this forest: primary, small, secondary, medium, crown, big. And everybody's trying to search for the light. Everybody needs light, and so the crown canopy, the height of the crown canopy, these trees, is determined by how tall the secondary canopy is. So when you've got quite tall secondary canopy like the one behind us here, and these ones in behind us, because some of them aren't kauri trees, then you're going to get very tall crown canopies. Okay, some of the older trees, like for example one not too far away from us, is very short but old, and it's because that secondary canopy is not tall at all. That's basically what determines the height. After that, it's of course entirely up to Mother Nature. The tree's age, Joe?
They say that this giant is believed to be 2,000 years old.
2,000 years old. Now, if that age is correct, then this means that this tree, Tane Mahuta, germinated at about the same time as the birth of Jesus Christ. If that age is correct, then I suppose what's quite impressive for us is that this tree is not a building, it's not a ruin, it's a living entity providing us with life. And I suppose if you were to ask me, Koro, what one word would you use to describe environments like the Waipoa, then I would say this: L-I-F-E. Quite applicable because, Maori believe that these trees created life, entered into that world of darkness, and that light helped create growth, the very growth that surrounds us at this moment in time, and from that growth, we believe, came life. Orera Bill. E wai atana i nai nei.
Haere tane ko nei rai nei, ko koe kei ware ra kiau, he harara i a taua, te hei pene ai, he fiu ki te o katoa, ki tana aroha. Haere tane ko nei ra he hine, ko koe kei ware ra kiau. Kia ora everyone.